With that down, Chris, what is our first topic today?
We are first hearing from Roy T. Looks like you were right and Hobbs Shaw couldn't hold on for a third weekend at number one. Were you surprised that The Good Boys, with it being rated R and involving kids, was able to take the number one spot this weekend over films like Hobbs Shaw and Lion King? Thanks. We talked about this last week. Were you surprised?
No, not surprised. I mean, there were some people. Look, Hobbs and Shaw held the number one spot for 2 weeks in a row. But the fact of the matter is, it was at about, 24 million last weekend. So you got to figure around a 50% drop. So that meant Good Boys only needed to make $13 million to take number one at the box office. We knew it wasn't going to be a giant blockbuster, talking about Good Boys. We knew Good Boys wasn't going to be a giant blockbuster because, it is R-rated, it's kid-themed and all that kind of stuff. So, but I think with the brilliant marketing campaign, and I do think the campaign for this thing has been brilliant, we knew it was going to be successful at least. And yes, indeed, it did end up coming in number one at the box office, taking away Hobbs and Shaw's chance for a third weekend in a row at number one, but it came in at number two anyway. Anyway, Good Boys made $21 million in opening, which I think they've got to be very, very happy with. Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw made another 14.1. It's now eclipsed the $400 million mark, on its way to $500 million. It's doing quite well. Lion King, still up there. It has now crossed the $1.4 billion mark. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Lion King is now the number 10 all-time worldwide film.
Oh, wow.
I believe it's already the number 10 highest grossing film of all time. Obviously, it's the number one grossing animated film of all time, and it still has some legs going. It made another $11.9 million. The Angry Birds movie 2, which I had to remind everybody, a little piece of trivia for you, is the highest critically rated video game movie of all time. Angry Birds 2, write it down, folks. It is the number one critically rated video game movie of all time.
So upsetting.
At something like a 73% or something along those lines. Anyway, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark comes in with $10 million as well. And there you have your results at the box office. Rob, it's not a surprise by any stretch of the imagination that Good Boys came in and took number one at the box office. It's not a surprise that it's also a funny movie. The trailers told us it was a funny movie, and the movie delivers on that. I was consistently laughing through this movie. I thought it was a really, really great, stomach-grabbing kind of laughing out loud movie. Now, it doesn't have much depth. It's not as smart as a movie as, say, like a Booksmart is or something like that. It tries to do some things that are a little bit deeper. It doesn't quite make it, but who cares? It's a comedy. It's supposed to make you laugh. It makes you laugh, and I'm super thrilled with it. Rob, any surprises to see the results here?
No, I mean, not really. I think the most important thing about this movie is that a film that isn't a gigantic blockbuster, it's not part of a franchise, it didn't cost a lot of money, can still open with a substantial box office draw. I mean, a lot of money, and it's good. It shows that movies can still be diverse, and I mean diverse in terms of their subject matter, in terms of their content, their stars. I mean, it's not like Jacob Tremblay's in this movie, of course, but it's not like this is packed wall to wall with the kind of ensemble you get with the Knives Out.
Right.
I mean,
right.
These are all new and upcoming actors, and the fact that a movie like this is viable, the most important thing to me is it shows how vibrant Hollywood can still be. I mean, obviously this marketing campaign was great. It was sort of, watching kids talk about sexual things that they have no knowledge of is inherently funny, and they embraced it. I mean, the trailers alone had me laughing my ass off. So I think it's great. It's great for the business. It's great for audiences. It's great for everybody. And for the end of summer and people are going back to school and college is starting up again, this is exactly the kind of thing you can begin a new school year with.
Now, I thought it would do well, but I thought there might have been a slight possibility there could be some resistance to the film because it's little kids joking about things they have no idea about, a lot of swearing, all that kind of stuff. So, but I thought it was handled actually in a really great way. And let's face it, it's not like I don't run across kids in the mall that age, all the time who aren't saying the exact same things, if not worse. Anyway, Chris, you're hearing about this. What do you think about its results?
Oh, I'm so excited about it. I figured that's what was going to happen. We talked about this last week, and I would have liked for some other films maybe to have crept up there and gotten higher box office numbers. But The Boys obviously was, or Good Boys rather, was going to obviously take the top place. The one I am confused by, though, is I really figured Scary Stories would have done a lot better, because that was huge for my generation. Like, that was the scary book that you read. I'm even thinking of seeing that movie, and I hate horror movies.
I was actually surprised it did as well as it did.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't have much of a marketing campaign for it. I mean, you didn't see a lot of marketing for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than at the AMC Burbank 16, they have a big billboard for it there. But other than that, I really didn't see much, and I haven't been sensing a lot of buzz for it. But apparently, it's one of the 5 movies that opened this weekend. It's one I didn't have a chance to see. It quite frankly didn't interest me that much. But I'm hearing not bad things about it. So there's that. Guys, the question is, what do you think about Good Boys taking the number 1 spot at the box office? Do you think it's well-deserved? Do you think it was a little bit overhyped? Did you think it was wonderful like I did? What do you think about it? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.